This video is dedicated in loving memory to Helen Dana, one of our founders, and Linda Hicks, a former board chair, who are passionate about the work we do in this community. For hundreds of years, families continually flock to the Hudson Valley. Here, they can take advantage of its many offerings. Our region provides access to the things that create an unbeatable quality of life. There's access to affordable housing options, access to work for great local and national businesses, access to top-ranked schools and places of higher education, access to unparalleled year-round recreation, access to world-class entertainment venues and performances, and for more than 5 decades, the Hudson Valley has also had access.
For people with a disability, life's simple things aren't always so easy. Access provides the supports that help them live independently.
When I first met Keith, I could tell that there was something in him that wanted more. He wasn't satisfied with his level of independence.
When I was living with other people, I had to live under their rules and regulations. And when I moved here and I had my own key, I said, now I could do as I want. It's my place. It's my apartment.
When I came and I met him, his anxieties and his depression and his situation was so overwhelming. He was so sad and alone.
Keith came to me, seemed a bit worried that he had news for me, and it was that he had met someone that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. And I told him there's nothing to be worried about. In fact, that's an absolutely wonderful thing.
My goal after I get married is live a normal, healthy life with Noreen and not forget my good friends at Access.
We never thought that Keith would see a day that his personal life would reach a point where he is out on his own, falling in love and gaining a family. It's not something that was written in the plan. It was something that was probably written in his heart.
Caring for a child with a disability can be overwhelming to parents. Access provides support, making everyone's life a little easier.
Brendan is my youngest son. He's 14. He was born diagnosed with Down syndrome. He has also been diagnosed with autism, bipolar, ADHD, and oppositional defiant.
When he was first born, about 6 weeks old, I met Brendan, and he has continued services with us now. He receives community habilitation, respite services, and family support services.
He is a very happy little boy, but he can be he's a handful.
Oh, thank you.
We had a whole alarm system put in because I couldn't take a shower. I could not take a shower without fear that my son would get out of the house. So we actually had an alarm company come in, and when she told me that they were going to do it and they were going to reimburse me, I went hysterical. I couldn't believe that they were going to do it.
We provide tangible things for the families, but at the same time giving them a peace of mind that they can be in their own home with their child with a developmental disability and feel safe and secure and relaxed and know that we're there for them.
Robin has worked with him since he's 6 weeks old. She's the first person that worked with him. And she's family to us. That's the reality. I would not want to imagine what our life would be like without these services. It's not just a company. They make it personal. Where do you find that? You don't. You don't find it in a company. You find it in family. You find it in a friend.
Access provides family-style living opportunities for those who need extra support in leading an independent life.
Irving Road, beyond anything else, is a family. We are a group home, but we're more of a home. Right here in Greene County, in upstate New York, we're a part of Access. 6 guys working their butts off to be better men. I've been doing this for 28 years. I started in '87. This house has made more progress and done more things in the last 5 years than all of my time in the business put together. You know, and it's centers around that one word, the creation of a family environment to where the guys like to see each other improve, the guys like to see each other grow, and they help each other.
For individuals with disabilities, Access gives them the opportunity to become an impactful voice in the community.
Elizabeth Ann Sansa was born on March 8, 1986.
She was born with congenital muscular dystrophy, which we didn't realize until she was about 6 months old. And we never babied her for it or had a pity party. You know, she did everything she could do and then a little more.
Liz died on September 17, 2012, at the age of 26. She was funny. She laughed, she enjoyed movies, she enjoyed plays, she enjoyed Mariah Carey, and anyone who knows Elizabeth knows she enjoyed Mariah Carey.
She was once invited to see what the Sunrise Apartments would look like at a place called Liberty Green in Warwick, by the same builder, Jonah and Donna Mendelbaum. And she said to Jonah, "But where do you have generators?" And he said, "No, why do we need generators? We don't need generators." And she said, "Well, if someone's on a ventilator overnight and the power goes out, you know, it would be nice if they'd be able to breathe."
She was thrilled. She says, "Mom," she said, "Jonah, he listened to me. He listened to everything I said. And when I mentioned that, you know, what happens, do you have a generator? He got on the phone right away and he took care of it." And she was so pleased. Liz had a support system from Access that she would not have had otherwise. She had a support system that gave her the ability to live her dreams, gave her the ability to have hope that the dream she had could be accomplished. And without Access, she would not have had that.
She had done all the work to apply for Sunrise Gardens. She had the application already. The day she was going to turn it in, she passed away. So she had achieved that goal. She did achieve independence.
And in her life, she had a blast. She had a blast.
By providing counseling, training, and employment opportunities, Access supports those in mental illness and substance use recovery.
I started using drugs young. Like I was 11 years old when I first smoked pot. And I mean, you're looking at somebody who died 4 times, man. I flatlined out, and they brought me back. And when the doctor said, "You're a very lucky man, you know, you were dead when they found you," I told him, I said, "You should have let me go. In the time that you spent in saving me, you could have spent in saving somebody else that probably wanted it." You know what I mean? That's how angry and jaded I was at that time, you know, like about life. Completely different now. How I got here, I was extremely depressed. I flat out went to my father and I said to him, "Look, either you get me some help or I'm gonna blow my brains out. That's it. That's where we're going right now, because I can't deal with this anymore."
But something happened with Mike. Something finally clicked with him, and we just recognized the fact that he is a tremendous individual. And I look at it this way: I never had to teach Mike anything. I simply had to remind Mike of who he already was.
Access Supports for Living, they accepted me back. That showed that they saw something in me. They saved my life, man.
So he came on as a pre-vocational specialist, and where he says we gave him a second chance, I like to say we simply recognized the great man that he was and just provide an opportunity for him to just evolve and to grow and to prosper.
I'm disabled, man. You know what I mean? Like I have multiple disabilities. I work for a company that helps the disabled. That's how I got the job, was like through them. And you're gonna give me a job where I get to use my heart, which I rarely used. So I get to use my heart now and I get to help people. Best high ever. I'm grateful for the things I have. And who would want to mess up this precious gift that I was just giving back?
When mental health issues completely overwhelm a person, Access provides the supports to help them get back on their feet.
I'm a retired registered nurse. I was the charge nurse of a medical surgical unit been a lot of personal tragedy in my family. My brother, he committed suicide, and that was a hard time. But 3 years later, my mother died. And losing her was like the hardest thing for me because she was my best friend. But a year after that, my ex-husband left me.
Joanne, when she first came to Pros, she was very shy. I kind of had to nudge her a little bit sometimes to get her out of her shell, basically.
When I got sick, I got to the point where I completely let myself go. I got really weak, I lost so much weight, and my depression got worse.
The people who come to Pros have access to the professional staff that help them develop their goals and achieve them so they can have a better quality of life in the community.
As far as the staff, I love every one of them. I feel like they're my family.
You got plans after this?
Because I realize that we're a product of our environment, and some of us are not as fortunate. So being that I have overcome a lot of sadness and sorrow, I realize you gotta keep going.
For mothers learning to care for their new baby, Access provides support and skills helping them raise healthy children.
I was, 21, and I really didn't know anything about babies when I was pregnant.
Healthy Families works to develop the parent-child relationship and bonding. It helps families to become the best they can be. In our program, children are advanced. I mean, it's a research-based program, so we know this for a fact.
I'm beyond happy that they have groups like this, because for people like me, they have first babies and you don't have help like that around you. I think I was blessed actually to find a group like that.
What did I see in Sandra? A young lady who's determined to be a good mother.
Every question I had is every little thing that I didn't know, they were right there to answer.
I feel like we needed the help. I mean, I knew some stuff, but it wasn't always accurate sometimes.
Tommy and Sandra work together as a family. They trust each other, they trust me.
I'm glad that he has, her on his side.
My life is better because I went with the program, and I'm with the program still. It's way better.
We're better parents today because of Healthy Families.
Access is a phenomenal organization. I think that what they're trying to do is so needed throughout the Hudson Valley.
Today we had an opportunity to meet with Jonathan Drapkin here at our facility on Grand Street in Newburgh. We had an opportunity to show him the work that we did in rehabilitating these wonderful buildings, as well as describe the services that we provide here in the city of Newburgh, as well as through the Mid-Hudson region.
What I saw today, they've got it right, then that would be a great thing for the Hudson Valley and its citizens and its residents.
It was a great conversation and very enlightening in terms of both explaining to him what we do and for him to say and explain how we manage to fit into Pattern's vision for the future.
We're a regional organization that says you can always be stronger by partnering with somebody else.
In partnering up with other providers in the area, I think we can really provide a safe and secure future for many of the families that we work with.
The community benefits, our folks whom we serve benefit, and the agency benefits as well.
Access Supports for Living is made up of hundreds of staff and volunteers, neighbors helping neighbors, so that people have the happiest, healthiest, and fullest lives possible.
Our work brings people closer together. To many, we are family.
So who are the faces of our family?
I am Access.
I am Access.
I am Access.
The people we support and those entrusted to provide supports and services strive together to achieve rewarding lives, ensuring we all live in healthy communities.
We are the resource the Hudson Valley can depend on to support people in their journey to health and recovery. We summarize our view in 4 words: rewarding lives in healthy communities. We envision a world where no one is marginalized and where richly diverse communities are welcoming to all.
Thanks to you and your support, Access has countless stories like those we've just shared.
And Access Supports for Living will be here for as long as our families and our friends need us to be. We are Access Supports for Living.